hits the net.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Anytime anyone throws for over 300 yards in a game, you know their name is going to be considered for Offensive Player of the Week. And in the AFC last week, our guy got it.
Yeah, he was the guy on top of his game. He'll try to duplicate that here in this one. The drive will start with an option going left. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits. When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. They'll go back to Edwards on first down. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. A look at the numbers last week for Edwards. 16 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball of the season as they built this winning streak. And that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week.
20 carries, 90 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27, no first down.
That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
Well, able to get the completion, but unfortunately not able to get the 3rd down conversion there on that play.
And I like how the defense approached that one. They knew where the 1st down marker was, and they decided whatever you want to have, you can. You're just not going to get the 1st down. Excellent tackling right there.
Landry now on the return. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Play action. It's Jackson. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Flushed out right. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 34. Up the middle they go. Newman.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Jackson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game.
And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight, and that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Collins.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. The Texans at 3-4 on the year coming into play. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
On first down, Richardson.
He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
First and 10, it's Pierce.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in-vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And his kick here is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
And the Ravens taking the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Jackson going to hold on to it again.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That second down play needs a minus 4.
Sometimes that action can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
On third down, Jackson. Man open, here is Crowder.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. They'll go option on second down, right side. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down. Up the middle, it's Edwards. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
And that's the big fellas in there. Working through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. Looking sideline, incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Off the option, here's Edwards.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Jackson. And that is incomplete. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Dameon Pierce taking the field with the rest of the Texans offense.
Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This to Jarwin. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run. Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Look pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Looking to throw. Richardson. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Tyus Bowser blowing that play up. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Open man is Jordan, the tight end. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
To throw is Richardson on 3rd down. And he fires one, but incomplete. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
The quick feet by Jackson.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And the Texans will take over.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. Operating from the gun, Richardson. Forced out to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Romeo across, shooting in there and dropping it for the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now Landry. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
And they run with Edwards off the option.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. That is incomplete. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Again, Jackson.
Open man is Duvernay.
And out of bounds right around the 20. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet. Get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Houston set to take over.
There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Richardson.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. He's going to keep this again.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a tick under a minute to go before half. Set to punt, here's Cameron Johnston. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Baltimore's offense starting another drive. It's Gus Edwards at running back.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Here's Jordan Stout now.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Now Richardson, a final shot before break. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they had a little bit more success on the ground than their opponents did, and that should set them up well for the second half to come.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Operating from the gun. Richardson. Throw complete right side to Cooks.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Pierce now up the middle. 47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Richardson.
And he's got Jordan complete right side. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Richardson now on 1st and 10.
To Pierce, they set up the screen.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens, because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
On the ground with a tight end. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Blake Jarwin, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half.
And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just already know our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Running left is Edwards.
And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
He's going to look deep now for Landry. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground. Brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here's Jackson. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Texans to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this one is incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. And that's complete to Cooks.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Richardson on 1st down.
Right side completes to Mechie. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
58 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Richardson.
Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Now a handoff for Pierce.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. Operating from the gun, Richardson.
He gets this one to Mechie. And he will be out of bounds well shy of the marker. So that's a turnover on downs. Great job defensively.
The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Though certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Edwards. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Jackson running again.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Off the option, here's Edwards.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And they run with Edwards off the option.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Jackson. Setting up the screen here to Edwards. And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Gus Edwards
with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Ravens have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put it into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Tucker with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
And the Texans set to come onto the field.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's Richardson to throw on third down. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
Tucker now to add the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now out comes Houston.
We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock.
To throw is Richardson. Throwing after the interception. He gets it to Cooks. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Now Richardson throwing on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. On second down, it's Newman. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here's Jackson to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a breakaway drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
A give for Edwards running right. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Here's Edwards again on second down. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. On third down, here's Edwards. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Call it a gain of 5. Fourth down now.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Richardson now looking to throw on second down. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Another one caught by Collins.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
The Texans on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Open man there is Collins, complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw again.
Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll look to throw again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. The contact, well timed there, and now fourth down.
And his kick is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Newman. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
The Ravens send their punter out now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll look to throw.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Ravens,
they run their mark to 6-2 on the year.
And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. Meanwhile, for Houston, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.